It was a very snowy December on the island of Sodor. The engines worked hard, but the snow just kept falling and falling. Many trains had to be cancelled, which was a problem because the Christmas season was coming soon, and many people would come to visit their families. It was soon Christmas Eve. The snow hadn't stopped falling, but the engines knew that today they had to get their jobs done. The letters and parcels needed to be delivered, and the passengers needed to be home for Christmas. A snowstorm was going to be heading their way soon, so the engines needed to work extra hard. But soon, all the engines had returned to Timoth's sheds, except for one. "Where's Gordon?" asked Percy. "I think he had to take a train to Vicarstown," replied Thomas. "He should be back in a couple of hours," said James. "As long as the snowstorm allows him," said Toby gravely. Gordon was at Vicarstown station, letting the final passengers in. It was very cold indeed. The wind picked up snow and it swirled around Gordon's buffers. He shivered. "Come on," he said impatiently. "Let's get started." "I'm afraid that won't happen," said the conductor. Gordon jumped. "What? Why?" he asked. "I got word from control. It's too cold and windy. It'll be too dangerous to go out in a blizzard. We have to cancel this train." "But it's the last train before Christmas," said Gordon. "This is our passengers' last chance to be home. We need to get this train to Knapford." "And how exactly do you plan on doing it?" "Fit me with a snowplow and fill me up with coal. We need to get to Knapford," said Gordon. "It's Christmas, for goodness sake." "That's the spirit," cheered Gordon's driver. "The Christmas spirit, if you will." Get it? Because Christmas and... forget it. Let's just get this train going. So Gordon got a snowplow, the driver and fireman got warmer clothes, the conductor blew his whistle, and the train set out for home. Gordon puffed through the bitter cold. He raced through Henry's Tunnel and rocketed through Crovan's Gate. The wind and snow bit at his face, but Gordon didn't care. He just wanted to get to Knapford as fast as his wheels would let him. The snow on the track didn't make the journey easier. With Gordon's speed, he could push through most drifts, but some required more work to get through. But it never stopped him, and Gordon soon arrived at his hill. He started to climb, and the frosty wind hit his face directly. The rails weren't icy, but it was difficult. At long last, Gordon reached the top. He sped down the hill, but his problems weren't through yet. Several snowdrifts were piling up and becoming wet. This would make it harder to break through some. Eventually came a snowdrift that was larger and wetter than the rest. Gordon tried to push through, but as he tried, the snow kept falling, making it harder and harder. Gordon got colder and colder. His boiler and fire were no longer keeping him warm. He was too cold to even let out a whistle. Thomas had been called to Knapford to take Gordon's coaches away. Sir Topham Hatt had heard of Gordon's plan, and stood with his shivering wife on the platform. The two waited and waited, but there was no sign of Gordon. "Topham, I'm getting cold." "So am I, my dear. But I am not leaving until my engine is home and safe." Even Thomas began to worry. "What's that?" he cried suddenly. There was the light of a lamp in a distance. It was Gordon. He was covered with snow and his face was as blue as his paint. But Gordon had made it to Knapford. "You made it!" cried Thomas excitedly. "Just in time for Christmas," shivered Gordon. "Well done, Gordon," said Sir Topham Hatt. "You didn't have to do it, but you did. And you made sure these lovely people would be home in time for Christmas." Gordon felt very proud. After the coaches had been shunted, Thomas and Gordon returned to the sheds. When they arrived, Gordon received a hero's welcome. "I have ice chunks in my boiler," groaned Gordon. "Oh, it'll thaw out eventually," said Toby. Everyone laughed. Gordon was finally home for Christmas, and the sheds were warmer because of it.
So that's going to be all for this video, guys. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments what you thought of this video. But that's all for now, guys. This is the Blue OJ Leader, and I'll see you later.